Welcome back, YouTube family. G Body Auto here with a 2012 Acura TL. The other day went to wash the vehicle. It's very cold here in the Midwest, 7 degrees, 6 degrees right now. I'm probably -5 windshield. But anyway, got this vehicle in last week. Changed the battery because it wouldn't, after you drive it, it would just not start back up. So anyway, you can probably barely hear it, but the alternator is making a whining noise. So, and then the other day when I washed the vehicle off, windshield wipers were moving really slow, lights were dimming, and when I parked it back, it did not start back up. So, and I smelled the electronic burn on this side of the alternator. So it's right here at the top. They want to charge $200 to put it on. I'm not doing that. You know it's cold out here, I'm about to save that $200. So $100 swap for rebuilt one, and we're gonna get it done. So I'm just letting the engine warm up so I can at least have some heat coming from the engine bay. Hopefully a little bit. Anything is better than nothing. So just to disconnect your positive battery cable, and then you'll be all right, because there'll be a bolt right here on the alternator that we have to take off first if we can. So anyway, we're gonna get right to it. You know what I'm doing? I wasn't out there 5 minutes and fingers are burning from the cold. So I hate to do it out here in the cold. Got another vehicle in the garage, doing a rear end swap on the Infinity. But gotta keep your fingers warm so you can work. So we'll do this for a few minutes and then get right back at it. Or you will get frostbitten. All right, I know you guys can hear that now. Yeah, it got really loud. So I was sitting in the car, it looked like it was charging. I think it's intermittently charging sometimes and then not charging. When that making that noise like that, it's not charging. So just wanted to note that. All right, that battery cable, that's the 10mm. So sorry, my voice is a little muffled because I got a face mask on also. So anyway, disconnect that positive. That way, if you hit something, it won't spark and or get shocked or something. So that should be a 10 for the bolt for the alternator. Get that going out. Nope, I think that's 12. I'll tell you, even my sockets didn't want to come off. They're so cold. What happened there? Anyway, I want to take my sockets off because they've been sitting in the car the whole time. You know, cold expands, so my sockets didn't even want to come off of that. Anyway, that should be a 12. Yep, it's a 12, but ratchet's not strong enough. In the impact. Back that nut off, and then you got a 10 off to the side that this wire loom is held on to, this right here. I'm telling you, it's literally, you probably get 5, maybe 10 minutes max out here, and you gotta warm up your hands. It's brutally cold. All right, so you got a couple more down there. Boots that cover wires. That wire should just pull out. I had to press in the tab and pull out. So let me do that. Camera's acting up. So anyway, you have a tab right here. That one right there, you just pull out, put your finger at the top of it, Other side. Push tab. So you push that and then you pull it off. The other one, it fits into that hole down there. There you go, you see it. So I just got a needle nose and pulled it out, that little hole down there that it sits in. So now that's loose for your wires. You can start getting the alternator out. I think those are 12 millimeter or 13s, either 12 or 13. But it look like to take this off, take it out, I'm gonna have to come out to the side over here, or to come out this way, because there's no room really to get past the fan in this jug. So I'm gonna disconnect this computer bolt here. It's a 12. It's probably another bolt down below. I can't see yet. Look like it's a bracket down there. I'm gonna have to disconnect these wire looms too. I won't want my hands again because man, it's freezing. All right, so that actually was a 10. Take that out. Should be one more somewhere. Looks like they got it clipped on to the AC line down there too. There's a bolt right down there. It's actually on this side, if you can see it. That one right there. So that should be a 10 also. I want to show y'all what this is the bracket that this hose is basically clipped onto. I already backed it off. But make sure you hit that little ear, the little plastic, you pull it out. And be careful, because you catch yourself trying to do it and won't move. You're hitting the metal right behind it. So just pull that little plastic tab with a flathead screwdriver, pull it towards outwards, and then push the wire loom off. And actually I told you wrong. That one right there is not the one. So I told you guys wrong. This one is not the one that needs to come off. Okay, it's actually the one down there, little rusty looking one down there, that needs to come off. Okay, so with these clips here that's plugged into your computer, yeah, you gotta take them one by one. The lowest one, because it's closest and it's the shortest, you just push the tab down and pull that thing back and it'll come off. Kind of hard to do at the same time holding this. There is another tab at the very bottom of this thing holding the wire loom in, so you got to wrestle with that a little bit. You might get a flat head. If you can get needle nose down there, good. If you can't, whatever you can get down there to take that tab off, you do that, because it's really tight and it's moving around. That is unbolted now. So yeah, there you go. So yep, I use the flat head and just pry that thing away. And you can see sometimes they break. Where's the thing at? There it is. Sometimes they end up breaking because it's plastic and old and brittle. Sometimes you can get them to come on out. So anyway, see now our wire loom is loose. Move it out to the side, and you can get to these bolts now. Take the tensioner off. Make sure you take note of how the belt. See it? Let's see. All right, so you start getting to these bolts, and make note of your belt, how that is routed, so when you put it back together, it's good to go. And so we got move that tensioner pulley. That should be a 12 or 13. Get that pulled back and then the belt off. All right, so that was a 14 socket to go on that pulley. And as y'all can see, that pulley is pretty strong. It's pretty tight. So anyway, you get it all the way back. You see what I did there? I stuck a 1/4 inch deal in there, extension in there, to lock it in place, so you can get to this bolt right here. It's gonna be tough to do, but you can get it in there. So now these bolts should be the 12. They look like 14s, but I think those are 1/2 inch bolts, top and bottom. One up here, and then one down below. You guys see that? There you go. And there's actually a bracket right here. There's a bolt for it also right can see it. There it is. Right here. I'm gonna take that out. It'll make it easier when you put it back in to line everything up. If I didn't already correct myself, those alternator bolts and that bracket bolts are 12s. So I just want to clarify that. I got that top one off in the bracket. That's what it looks like. Now just one bolt left at the bottom there, right from that pulley. So you know if that pulley was down, you wouldn't be able to reach it. So now we got it locked back in place and we can unbolt that. Okay, y'all. Finally got that bolt out. I don't know why mine was taking so long and so tight. That area down there is very tight. I will say that. I had to go back and forth with different, a long 14. That's a 14, not a 12 like the other ones. It should be a 12. But anyway, there it is. Now that thing should just start wiggling out. So, see if I can get this thing on. There it is. This line is probably going to be a little tight, but it should be wiggled out. So I can get it with one hand. The AC line right there is gonna, you might have to bend it a little bit out your way. Let me set this down and see if I can get it. I want something to spin this thing around. Yeah, it's definitely tight getting out. I got it pretty much loose now. You have to just go in between that fan. You got the AC line right there, hose. So come towards the front and kind of just wiggle it out of place. Here it is. Sounds decent, but I don't hear no scrubbing. I'm gonna take this thing and get it swapped out. Finally, I think I spent more time warming up my hands than out here, but yeah, we'll get this swapped out and replace it. All right, YouTube, we back. I said started because I got a phone call, but anyway, I just wiggled it back in there. It went in easier than it came out. So you just put your long bolt back in at the bottom and tighten that up. I probably will let it be loose a little bit so I can wiggle it around up here and get it in the right spot. So yeah, get that tightened up some. It's a tight spot down there, but tighten it up some and then do the top bracket. All right, so I went ahead and tighten that bolt down to see, so I won't have to go back there, but it didn't work out. So if you tighten that bolt down, you will not be able to move this alternator and adjust it for this top stuff. So just leave all these bolts kind of loose so you can play around with it and get everything in its place and then tighten it down. All right, once you got those bracket bolts all tightened, then you put your belt back on. All right, so we got that all tightened now, got the belt back on, everything is tight. Now I move on to the computer that we took off and get these plugged back up and put back in its right place. All right, we got those clipped back on. They go in real easy. Do the bottom one first, then the other two. And we got the 10 over there, 10 down there. All right, we got those two tightened down. Move on to putting your harness in and tightening your bolt there. The new one doesn't come with it, so make sure you save your other ones. There's two bolts down there. This one, when you plug that in, then you'll bolt this up. You actually want to plug this stuff in first. All right, we got those all put back together. Now put your tank back in. Turn it around. Slide it right into that right there. Good to go. Cover back on, if you have a cover. Then put your positive cable back on, and you'll see where you're at. Let's see here. And that's a 10 also. And back going. Fire it up and see what it do. Sounds good. All right, y'all. That's another one for G-Body Auto. Change the alternator. Go to your local store, get it rebuilt, and turn in yours. Probably $100. Sometimes it's $75, but that's how you get it done. Save yourself some time, save yourself some money, do it yourself. G-Body Auto, we out. Thanks for watching.